Because there is also Satyamev Jayate.
Exactly.
तो सच की हमेशा जीत होती है.
Yeah. Truth alone triumphs.
See, there is a very famous Hindi song. कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे, लोगों का काम है कहना.
Yeah.
People will say, people have agendas, people have biases.
Good morning, General Dhillon.
So good morning, Samuel. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
All good, wonderful.
First of all, thank you so much for writing this book, Operation Sindoor. I think it's very timely and it's time that people actually know the truth of, what was happening. I have just 4 questions and I feel like the way you're going to answer them is going to be very, it's going to put out the narrative that we all need, post the war. So the first question is, when Operation Sindoor was unfolding, social media was buzzing with the conflicting narratives, some celebrating the strikes and, others condemning them. So what did you make of that moment? What did you think about it?
Simran, what happened in Operation Sindoor and what's also happening in Russia-Ukraine war or Israel-Hamas or Israel-Iran conflict is a new thing which is happening to the warfare. In the olden days, the wars used to be fought on the borders and the news used to come home maybe after a few days or few months. As the time progressed, the means of communication improved. We saw the Iraq war, especially sitting in our drawing rooms. And today, we have it on our palms, but certainly in the front. With the communication came the bad elements. The information flow is good. It's very nice. You must know the latest what's happening. But also came the disinformation and misinformation, the lies, the narratives. And I think this is a new thing and this is a thing which is going to be there. The war fighting is one aspect, one who lost is one aspect, what is truth, what is lie is one aspect, but what is being delivered to you in this age of social media and in the internet. You have to be very clear and you have to be very well deciphering it. You have to, take out the chaff from the wheat. And that's exactly the reason I came out with this book. In all this fog of war or mist of war or misinformation or narrative battles, the reader, the citizen is confused as to what is right, what is because agenda buildings is happening also.
Yeah.
So to defeat all that, I think this is an attempt, a very honest and truthful attempt to give out what actually happened.
Yeah.
And this book probably will become a reference book for Operation Sindoor as to what actually happened on the ground. And why these narratives, why these lies, why these media campaigns, why these agendas. There's a full chapter on this very question which you have asked, the title of narratives. I make sure the readers are going to find something good in this and also a lot of clarity will emerge.
No, I agree completely. It's so easy to sit in our drawing rooms and just make perceptions and, post online when you don't know what's actually happening on the border. Which brings me to my second question, with all the news, fake news, right news, we don't even know, or the adulterated facts which are going around on social media. What is the biggest misconception that you saw online and how does this book set the record straight? Any one of them that you feel.
See, there's a very famous Hindi song, कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे, लोगों का काम है कहना.
Yeah.
मैं छोड़ो बेकार की बातों में कहीं बीत ना जाए रहना. Now this song can be very aptly, overlaid onto the concept of Operation Sindoor. People will say, people have agendas, people have biases. There's some very genuine biases. The person is thinking he is telling the truth. But then that truth is coming out of a bias or is alignment. Whereas this book, the most, you can say the question which you asked, what are the biggest challenge of information or truth? The biggest challenge was the truth was becoming a casualty. What's happening on the battlefront was something different. What is being portrayed on our screens was something different. And bigger media houses, especially the Western media houses, they, historically they have been seen as being telling the truth. They were peddling agendas. I can give you an example. Now, from Indian side, there are Indian weapon systems, the Indian joint venture weapon system like BrahMos, the Russian weapon system like S-400, and there are French weapon systems like Rafales. On the Pakistani side, there were Chinese weapon systems, the Turkish weapon systems, then there were Western bloc equipment. Now, This is the first time the two nuclear powers were fighting it out, and these weapons were being used in real time. And there's a very major defense industry in the world. They all were looking at it. Anyone who wins this war, all the defense hardware orders will come to that side. So they did not want it to be seen that Russian, Indian and French weapons have won against others. Then all the orders would come to this bloc. So that was the narrative being built. That was the war being fought in somewhere else in the strategy rooms of the media houses. And that is how it was being peddled. An innocent person who is reading something on his mobile or his laptop, he is not even aware that he is being fed the lies. Because they're coming from very, acceptable origin places. So that is where this war saw a lot of new novels. And I think we have to live with it. We got to be more discerning in future so that we know what is the truth, what is not the truth. And all these have been covered in detail in the book.
No, I agree. When, the lie starts, it just, starts spreading and it's like a chain reaction. It's like a loop. It just constantly.
It's a very old saying.
Yeah.
Lies repeated twice become half truth.
Exactly. And I think there is one in Hindi also. Jhoot ke pair bahut lambe hote. I don't know, but there is one. Which, brings me to my other question. Like, today readers...
There also Satyadev Jayate.
Exactly.
Sach ke hamesha jeet hoti hai.
Yeah. Truth alone triumphs.
Yes.
Yeah. So, today readers, they have access to not only rumors, but to now we have this sanctioned, documented account of what actually, happened when we talk about Operation Sindoor, when we hear about it. So, what do you think, how important it is for India that this story is told by those who led it and not just by, the fake words that we see on our screen or by mouths that don't actually know what happened?
See, historically, defense forces in India, we are very disciplined forces. We have never been coming to a town and announcing our victories or announcing what we did. But in today's era of social media, the words traveling faster than the action, there is a definite need for the responsible people to come out and tell the truth.
Yeah.
And then those responsible people have their reputation at stake. It is important that stories must be told, the truth must be told, the truth be said in those many words. Otherwise, the lies, the agendas, the narratives will win this battle of narratives, win this battle of minds, and it will vitiate the young people of India, the young citizens of India who are future of tomorrow. Even their minds will get cluttered. So there is a phrase in the military, fog of war. Fog of war is one thing which remains because a lot of things are not very certain. But after a certain time, the clarity emerges, the truth emerges. In the fog of war, certain things may be unclear. But after a given period of time, the truth is always absolutely clear. And that's how this book has taken its time for the things to become clear and emerge clearly. And then only I have documented it. So it's very important for the citizens to discern, because if you Google something, you get 120 answers. First 10 are definitely sponsored. Truth may be somewhere on the 110th place. So as a reader, you got to be very clear, very intelligent to search for that. Go back to truth. Do a further search in that Google search to come to the truth. So that's where I think the need of the hour, it's the need of the future. We got to live with this reality.
Yeah, I really like the fog of the thing that you said. What's the mist clears is where the truth comes out, and that's how we have the book with us. So, Operation Sindoor, it wasn't just a military, campaign. It wasn't just an operation. I think it was also a battle of narratives, as you've been discussing so far in the conversation. So, how did India, how did it fight both on the ground and online? Like, what was, if we have to look at from your perspective, your eyes, what do you think about it?
See, battle of narratives, there's a full chapter in the book as to how we fought the narratives, how we fought the agendas. One thing which happened at the national level was there was a fact-checking mechanism, the government fact-checking mechanism. Any lie which was sponsored by Pakistan, it was fact-checked and then it was given it out in the upper. Okay, this is the truth, this is the lie. So that was one very good thing. Second thing was the daily press briefings.
Yeah.
Even with the people as senior as the foreign secretary, the epidemiological operations of the various all three services with images, with photographs, and with accurate accounts. Because media does not wait for you. Media has to go on air with the breaking news, with or without your part of the story. So to beat that, you have to give your part of the story before they go to the breaking news. And why media? Everyone with a mobile phone in his hand, moment he wants to be updated minute to minute. And for that, you have to be very transparent. You have to be very forthcoming. You have to be very approachable. And I think the Public Relations Department of India, of various ministries, has done a tremendous job in this. And as also the responsible media houses, I'm saying responsible media houses, are very clear they will only air a thing after they get the official confirmation. And this book gives us that, plus much more which happened or which came to light after Operation Sindoor, the cessation of hostilities happened on 10th of So we are looking at facts come to Operation Sindoor. Because on Google search even today, you get to 120 answers with truth at 110. So that is the truth, and that we, again, like I said earlier, we have to live with it. We got to be more discernible.
Yeah.
That is the only way out.
I think we've got to be a little kind and a bit unbiased if you're like so eager to know what's happening and you are so eager to make a perception or like put out your perspective, you need to be a little, forthcoming, as you said.
See, when I was in Kashmir, there's a very well thought out strategy. The strategy was like our opposing groups of people, Pakistan and their stories, they will tell a lie. They will tell a lie, and that lie will be on air the whole day. Next day in the newspaper, they'll give a small 2-line rebuttal. Now, those people who have seen the lie the whole day the previous evening are not going to read that rebuttal of 2 lines on the 4th page of some small newspaper. But as far as technicality is concerned, they have cleared themselves.
Yeah.
Okay, we rebutted. And even if the rebuttal is read by someone who has not seen the original news, he will go back and see the original news, and if he has biases, he would believe it.
Yeah.
So there are different strategies being followed. As a consumer of social media, every Indian has to be aware of this.
There's a response.
So that their responsibility. And biggest responsibility is don't just forward everything.
Yeah.
Use your head, think about it. If it is worth forwarding, only then do it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, keep it, delete it. Then at least you are doing one good service.
Yeah, swallow it. Don't put it up. This Embry war as collateral damage. Right?
Yes.
What do you think about it? Like just the word collateral damage.
See, collateral damage, in the earlier days, the wars used to fought in the wilderness on the, some open space. And the war used to come to cessation at every evening. Then the warring parties will go to each other's areas, pick up their dead and wounded and each other back. And the collateral damage was very limited because wars were being fought away from the area. Then came the terrorism, the counter-terrorism, the Second World War, the First World War, where the wars were being fought in the villages and towns. Defenses were being taken up in the built-up areas, and they were destroyed. We've seen Ukraine, Russia war, what's happening. So there is a collateral damage which is on the increase with every war. And what we saw in Operation Sindoor, physical damage is one thing of property, physical damage of life and livestock is another thing. In this, the collateral damage is also your thinking, your minds.
Yeah.
They attacked the mind of the population as a collateral damage. So, warfare is evolving, technology is evolving, human race is evolving. So we all have to understand we are still the best computer, the human. So let the technology not overtake us. We must use our human brain to discern and decipher what is truth, what is half truth, what is the myth, what is the lie.
Yeah.
That is the only way forward. Otherwise, we'll always be cluttered in our mind with so much of narratives and agendas being thrown at us. As a responsible person, as a responsible citizen, it's a duty of everyone to understand the aspects of narratives war. And book covers a full chapter on it.
Yeah.
A full chapter on it.
Yeah, this is, I think we never looked at it from this angle that the mind can be a collateral damage. It's not just, like physical body or anything. General Dhillon, it's said that a soldier never retires, and this is like the third bestseller on the trot. What just keeps you going? What is it?
See, a soldier never retires means a soldier only hangs up his uniform.
Yeah.
The body, the mind, the ethos, the legacy, the culture, the honor codes remain. Now, if I have been a soldier for 40 years, I certainly cannot go out on a street and behave like a non-soldier. So that honor code, the ethos, the culture remains with me. And more importantly, I was a part of the society before I wore the uniform, and I am a part of the society after I hung my uniform. So I am also a responsible citizen in addition to being a soldier. So all those ethos or values, the 3 books on the trot and 3 becoming bestsellers, these are indication that what I am writing to convey certain things. The first book was, a different aspect. Second was on military leadership ethos. Third is on Operation Sindoor. So the readers find it convincing to read and grasp what is written by a person who has had a legacy of 40 years in the uniform. So that puts additional responsibility on me as an individual, as a citizen, and as a writer. And whatever I have to put on paper, I consult 3 people before that. I consult people who are experts on the field, who have the knowledge of the truth, and only then I jot it down. So this book also, collection of data, was a very stringent process. And I only approached the most authenticated people who would give the truth. The rest, I have given it in the acknowledgement part. Plus, the book itself is a evidence of what I'm saying. So read it in the book and you will realize why a soldier never retires.
Thank you so much for giving us your time, General Dhillon. And I hope everyone reads it and realizes what the actual truth is behind Operation Sindoor.
Thank you.